Madam Faith Odiambo, when a president of the Kenyan Law Society, where that law society they do tremendously well in Kenya for challenge government excesses and call government when they go out of order. So we decide to go first face somebody, invite somebody, we represent waiting we they aspire for. We represent with the very ideal same on which we build this organization. So we carefully select them. Unfortunately, two days to the event, they reached out to me for say the acting ambassador of Salone to Kenya personally go to an office and go deliver a disturbing message where the acting ambassador, they quote the secretary to president, Emmanuel Gaima, for say if the keynote speaker come na Salone, she would not be assured of her safety and security. And that waiting the group will invite them one time for can do and for can steer political revolution. You know, such really terrible notion, but waiting we they do. You know, pretty much for say if you come, you go steer political unrest.
So why you think say people in government they perceive on a group for be this kind of group? Is it the composition of members the way in the society? No,
it's not. I think it's because of government. Because government they feel say once then they do bad. Once you they do bad, you bring, for example, they say if which day you bring Ariobo man, you not go likely Ariobo man. So now that's not the thing. So lawyer society, then they perceive them as this Ariobo for government. We go can call government out. We go can expose government in excesses. So then they go all out before this Ariobo man reach. Let we ensure say you not reach at all. So that's how, and we also talk that one day during the two broadly, but how government they ensure say they stifle dissenting voices. How government they go out of in way for shrink that space there. Because we call this woman for say can't talk to lawyers, but they enroll in democratic governance. How do they get for do with political revolution? Nobody no know. For let you acting ambassador go physically to be keynote speaker. You go cast doubt in a mind as to insecurity. And then they eventually make the keynote speaker say, look up, Kenya no get embassy in a Salone. I no ever can Salone. I no get post in a Salone. So it go be very dangerous for la go na a terrain where no less a person but secretary to president don't send information say if I can a country, I would not be welcome and my safety and security would be in jeopardy.
So after that particular information, because these are some serious allegations for a whole president for the bar in Kenya, once for come for the keynote speaker and able to get a visit from the Sierra Leone Deputy High Commission to Kenya.
Acting
ambassador, sorry. So Kenya for say they no guarantee of insecurity. Una try for clarify, for really verify this particular information for no waiting na the issue.
Not only me, but some other person, a part of we leadership group, reach out to the Attorney General. Me personally reach out to the Attorney General for asking whether that did have been an official government position. You know, the Attorney General been denied, said that not to any official government position. Unfortunately, we request from the Attorney General for they put their content in writing. That request was not granted. So even the keynote speaker been say at some point, if you may get any confirmation in writing from the government of Sierra Leone, say they assure him of insecurity if I don't come. Unfortunately, we tried, but we could not get that confirmation. So she decided then for later one virtually, which she did. But the point I'm making is that it's very, very sad that we have a government where they go out of the way all the time for make sure say then silence them people away their own duty and for call them out on the excesses. And then critical voices and they are needed in any democracy. And any government where they do right go be excited when anybody they come say one for can speak on the role of lawyers in democratic governance. Because the more lawyers they can contribute to governance, the more the country they go before. So why would the government go out of its way? Because for me, if an acting ambassador don't go speak, it means they speak on behalf of the executive branch of government. Because ambassador are the representative of a country in another country. And if you go there and quote the secretary to president, it means there some directive from above. So all of them, they play into this narrative that we have a very troubled governance. And at that day, the lawyer society don't come for let we ensure say we speak clearly, openly about some of them challenges there, where we governance the face. We make journalists able to do their work. We make foreign journalists go come and then they report say then travel with them by boat or ferry in a net for they go out of the country. All of the incidents here put together, they tell you say we have a very challenging governance system. And I make lawyers and say we no one for let the right other TRC reports, don't they say lawyers were silent. No. We want let them, God forbid, if there is going to be any other TRC, God forbid, lawyers would not be seen as being complicit in the wrongs. We want to be very clear, say we own role, for ensure say the democracy would agree saying a democracy would practice. This experiment, we practice them, we be compliant with the fundamentals of democracy. So we would not sit idly by, let the executive branch of government betray standards same, would agree, democratic dictates would agree in the constitution. Freedom of speech and expression is guaranteed. Whether you are a Sierra Leonean or a foreign national, once you are invited into the states legally, you should be given that opportunity to speak freely about any aspect of governance in Sierra Leone. So apparently with
A final plea to God. The Wraths of Governor Claxton's Prayers by Alpha Amadou Diallo, author Monopoly of Happiness, Unveiling Sierra Leone's Social Imbalance. Voiceover by Weard. In the name of politics, power, and personal gain, the very soul of Sierra Leone has been ravaged. We have witnessed generation after generation of politicians, civil servants, and so-called leaders shamelessly tearing this nation apart, one deceitful decision at a time. From the moment of independence to the present, those in governance, past and present, have systematically undermined the potential of this country. Today, I invoke the prayer of Governor Claxton as a clarion call for divine justice upon those who have willfully contributed to the destruction of Sierra Leone. Governor Claxton's prayer. May those who pillage and plunder from the sweat of their brothers and sisters be cursed with the fruits of their own greed. May their wealth turn to ashes, their joy turn to mourning, and their peace be replaced with endless turmoil. Let their descendants inherit not riches, but the blood-stained misery they have sowed. And for every lie told, every opportunity squandered, and every trust betrayed, may their punishment be as endless as their deception. This prayer is a solemn and damning plea, one that seeks to lay bare the consequences of selfishness and betrayal. To the civil servants, political leaders, and accomplices who have undermined the development of Sierra Leone, heed these words, for the day of reckoning is upon you. There is no denying that many civil servants in Sierra Leone have operated under the weight of low wages. But let us not pretend that this justifies the greed, corruption, and sabotage that have marred the civil service. Too many have taken the state's resources for themselves, undermining national progress to secure a future only for their families. To you, Governor Claxton's prayer is not just a curse, it is your well-deserved punishment. How many times have we heard civil servants complain of low wages, only to see them manipulate the system for their own benefit? Instead of working to better the conditions of all Sierra Leoneans, they have chosen to engage in bribery, embezzlement, and deliberate inefficiency. To these men and women, I say, may you reap the rewards of your bad work. The nation suffers because of your selfish desires. And it is time for the wrath of Governor Claxton's prayer to rain down upon you and your descendants yet unborn. May your ill-gotten gains be the very trouble that will deny you peace, not only in this life, but in the hereafter. No president, past or present, can escape the judgment embedded in Governor Claxton's prayer. From Sir Milton Margai to the present administration under Julius Maada Bio, each leader has played a role in either actively contributing to the downfall of Sierra Leone or passively allowing corruption to thrive. You who have ripped the nation's coffers for personal gain, you who have hoarded wealth while your people starve, may your unlawful deeds haunt you. To President Julius Maada Bio, I place you and your family under the weight of this prayer. The corruption, deception, and unholy alliances formed under your leadership have wreaked havoc on the very people you swore to protect. Your administration has presided over an era of broken promises and unmet expectations. The suffering of the Sierra Leonean people is undeniable, and for that, may the wrath of Governor Claxton's prayer be upon you. May the spoils you have ripped from the state's coffers become the very curse that brings endless trouble into your life and legacy. O Lord, I call upon you to answer Governor Claxton's prayer. Bring down your wrath not only upon President Julius Maada Bio and his cronies, but also upon every political figure and civil servant who has contributed to the destruction of this country. May their corruption lead them to their own demise, and may every deceitful action taken in the name of personal gain be met with divine punishment. The Sierra Leone People's Party, SLPP, and the All People's Congress, APC, have both had their time at the helm of this nation's leadership. Both parties in their various administrations have failed to prioritize the welfare of the people, choosing instead to line their pockets and those of their allies. To the accomplices within and beyond Sierra Leone who have helped to condone, protect, and propagate these destructive policies, I place you in the crosshairs of Governor Claxton's prayer. May you suffer the brunt of your bad work. For those who have turned a blind eye to the misdeeds of President Bio and his wife, for those who have remained silent as corruption flourished, may the Lord's wrath paralyze you. May it make you dumb, deaf, and blind. Mohammed Kane of the Electoral Commission of Sierra Leone, ECSL, you and your accomplices have deceived the people of this nation. I pray that God deals with you in the most drastic way for the lies you have perpetuated. This nation has been plagued with unqualified individuals holding positions of power. From top government offices to foreign embassies, we have seen incompetence reign supreme. These individuals, appointed not for their skill or integrity, but for their political connections, have proven themselves incapable of steering the nation in the right direction. I ask God to send his fire upon every institution that harbors unqualified staff. May they be cast into the deepest hell, where they will no longer be able to wreak havoc on Sierra Leone's future. To our leaders, civil servants, and political opportunists, your time is running out. You have sowed the seeds of destruction in Sierra Leone, and the fruits of your labor will now return to you. O Lord, bring down your hammer upon every member of government who is not genuine. Strike them with the force of justice and let them know the true meaning of accountability. May Governor Claxton's prayer be answered in full. Punish those who have taken from the people, who have abused their positions of power, and who have used politics as a shield for their selfish deeds. May they suffer as the people of Sierra Leone have suffered, and may their punishment serve as a lesson to future generations, so that no one may ever again dare to destroy this country in the name of politics. Let the wrath of Governor Claxton's prayers be the eternal curse that haunts them, both in this life and beyond. Amen. A final plea to God. The Wraths of Governor Claxton's Prayers by Alpha Amadou Diallo, author.
Okay, good morning, and welcome to the program, of course, we'll call KOL RES. Now, we are on YouTube and on Facebook. Also, we can discuss issues on the front page of the different newspaper and the Punado for the morning. Okay, so before I go inside, let make like I get trained in small bits and say sorry that I come late. You know, I just make like I get trained, you know, and I say sorry that I come late. You know, when you talk to your family members, them, you always get for be, you know, that kind of touch, eh? So I hope so you get a wonderful night, and you where the plan for go and go lead on for sleep, where they pray, say, God make you wake again, very healthy, okay? So if you just join me, don't forget for like and share the program. This is a program when I KOL RES, and my name is the Freedom Fighter. In fact, one of you guys done ready now for come inside the program for join we, make we see what we get. But before that one, they just jump quick one and see Waiting them paper also pull for we today. And the first one where we go watch this morning, now the Voice of Salon newspaper, quick one. The Voice of Salon newspaper say Koidu holding suspense operation due to political interference, cocaine caught at Lunge Airport, Nigeria national implicated, and Guma and the partner commemorate World Water Day 2025. Attorney General launches e-justice blueprint, and Leon Stars encounter with Egypt, a performance to be proud of. Okay, we go to the next one. The Owl newspaper, Koidu limited suspend operation. FCC expand water access in Freetown with solar-powered boreholes. Babadi Kamara donate 200 bags of cement to Kono SA. And Forum President Justice King condemns attack on Ahmadiyya community in Pakistan. The next one at the City Hunter newspaper, we say Honorable Colson Toure declares intention for APC leadership, outlines vision. Minister Chernoba writes on Civic Day, says in Cambia District, Jagaban strengthened commitment to leadership and philanthropy with Ramadan donation. Major boost, PC agriculture, massive onion cultivation, revolutionize market. Minister of Agriculture celebrates reduced reliance on import. And the next one where we get, now the Duo newspaper. University of Sierra Leone engulfed in crisis. Minister accused of personal vendetta and relentless blackout. It EDSA plunges Freetown into darkness from daunting to achievable. Dr. Bangura applauds collaborative effort in Ramadan and Lent support. And we go to the next one where now the New Age newspaper, Koidu Limited, says Fatima Bio field unlawful disruptions and growing tension over industrial action. Appointments committee vet 6 presidential nominees. The Salon Compass newspaper, free quality education in tatters, over 70,000 pupils to meet 2025 WASC. Dr. Ibrahim Bangura, a unifying force in the APC. Sarah Graham's market almost completed. The Spy newspaper say as drug lord whereabouts still unknown, police shift blame on Ministry of Foreign Affairs. And you as well get in observance of Ramadan and Lent, NATCA donate food item to mosque and churches. Parliament debate, the State-Owned Enterprises and Governance Act 2025. The Night Watch newspaper say we had White Party. Yes, we had dinner and the iconic White Party, Strasbourg, France. And then you as well get slow implementation of the tripartite recommendations. Dr. Samoa Kamara turns to the international community. Spelling Bee Foundation honors UBA Sierra Leone. And the the Premier News say Koidu limited suspend operation. Indian High Commission hosts dialogue to enhance tourism. You as well get a PC. Agriculture is revolutionizing Sierra Leone's food security. Namati engages MDAs on Customary Land Rights Act. Freetown Post newspaper, Sierra Leone losing billions in revenue to tax exemption. Ibrahim Bangura lets APC flag be arrested, and Nigeria arrested with suspected cocaine at Lunge Airport. The Concord Times newspaper say Koidu holding suspends operations. I take that again, sorry. Koidu holding suspense operation, cites alleged political interference, and you as well get EPA launches strategy on environmental sustainability. The next one, now the Daybreak newspaper, crisis in SLPP, 2 SLPP members suspended. As he aspires for the APC leadership, Honorable Colson Toure set out blueprint for victory, and you as well get 3 OK Commercial Bank employees honored. APC Chairman Kasho Cole donate food items. We go to the next one, the Capital Times newspaper. And Roja Kaikai alleged ties to the drug kingpin. Spark serious corruption concern over Sierra Leone's anti-drugs chief. EDSA gross incompetence is destroying lives in Freetown. And you as well get FBC presidential aspirant Ibrahim Sayo tackles hostels water crisis. Popular journalist Sheku Putka Kamara uplifts Bulom Stars FC with 10,000 millions pledge. The Awoko newspaper say Sierra Leone bleeds billions to tax exemptions. Ban report calls for urgent reform. NRA chief warns of fiscal risk as tax exemptions outpace revenue losses. Namati engages MDAs on Customary Land Rights Act 2022. The Public Review newspaper say Parliament debates state-owned enterprises and governance Act 2025. $5,000 theft. Sea coach sailors on remand. Treason, 2 slam, 120 years each, and murder. Police testifies against Vopad radio station mother. Sorry, I'll take that again. Murder. Police testifies against Vopad radio station manager for killing colleague. And we go to the next one. We're in the Africa 24 newspaper. PC agriculture transforms Sierra Leone's food sector. MBSSE highlights key successes. And Sierra Leone's SDGs theme, the poor with weak houses. Awareness Times newspaper, as they bid farewell to President Bio at State House, ex-general set for diplomatic assignment. NRA and the Ministry of Finance released tax exemption report. The weekly ANALYSE newspaper say Life for Relief and Development distribute Ramadan Iftar dinner in Sierra Leone 2025. Honorable Sir Emerson Lamina comments SOEs at 2025. And you as well get others to read them for you inside this edition of the weekly ANALYSE. The Gleaner newspaper. Cape Sierra Hotel Project, NACIT DG's Incompetence on mask. The Independent Observer newspaper, Mr. President, can we talk part 127? Over missing child chief arrested and BO departs for Egypt from imports to self-sufficiency. How PC agriculture is transforming Sierra Leone's food security or food sector. And the next one are the Open Space newspaper. Sewa Grounds Market set for commissioning. NACIT silence it's vicious and critics, and in observance of Ramadan and Lent fasting, NATCA donates to churches and mosques, and Abel Onomake is a celebrity, Labour Minister Rado Soare admit, and you as well get in Moscow, Russia, Guinea, Sierra Leone, Ambassador Old Stock Operation, Recover Shebo language kickstart. And we go to the next one where the AZ newspaper say NRA launches report on tax exemptions in industrial sector. President Bio bids farewell to new envoy to Kenya and Nigeria. MBSSE Deputy Minister 2 launches first aid kit training of trainers to boost school health. Sierra Leone Police partners with AYMHE to combat drug abuse in East End community. And the Minister of Internal Affairs inspects Sierra Leone Correctional Service construction site. And all the people in this way we get inside the program this morning. Of course, we go straight, so we guess, no break, no nothing. We go straight and bring we guests come inside the program this morning, and we guess where we get inside the show this morning. Now, we man where we call Titus Boy Thompson. We did with inside the show this morning. Titus, good morning and welcome. Long time.
Good morning. Good morning. Yes, it's been quite a while. Good morning, and good morning to everybody who's listening and watching this program.
Okay, so just the internet self, I know say you don't change location.
Yes. One good factor. Yes.
Okay. So
I'm presently in London.
But Titus, you lost Pawi, and I know say you don't hear Igbo. Kubo kutin we don't happen inside the country. Let open and force for you, ba. Who's one will catch your attention the most?
I was in Freetown over Christmas.
Okay.
One of the reasons we make a lot of because I wanted to keep a period of silence before I got in. And luckily, I got in and I got out. Because whilst I was there, I received a letter from the CID that I should go and report on some spurious investigation prompted by my ex-wife. That I was married to her and I want to marry another woman. And this is a woman I've been divorced with since 2023. So when I sent my lawyers to the CID to say, look, this is my divorce certificate and everything. They said, no, we know, but the woman saying, no, so demand on divorce. So we want the man say for car. I saw what in a police where people are defending you, then I said, "Can go?" So I had to leave. I had to leave hurriedly. Can you imagine? That was okay. That's my own personal experience, having to run away from one's country of birth. It's a sad state of
If I see where they were, they are Tifo, look at it go.
Having to run away from one's country of birth is a very serious state of affairs. And the good thing is I did get married. I married a beautiful wife even before I left Freetown. Well, she was not in town. She was in North Cyprus, and I was there. I don't know how the extra of no say I was married. Well, I had to arrest me because I was married. So, yes, I think what caught my eye recently, apart from the plethora of aspirants for APC leadership, it shows one thing. It shows that the APC now sees the SLPP as, wounded leopard, like, a struggling giant that is falling, and there's nothing to hold them together. They are going to fall. And because of that, instead of consolidating their power on a winnable platform, the word I hear that Mayor Akisoya is planning to has put herself forward for APC president is Odani take the that takes the biscuit. Yeah, really, I must say, I'm a Freetown born. I'm a Creole boy. I don't want to go against even Akisoya. I know her. I know the husband very well, but they have nothing to give to Sierra Leone. Sorry. Freetown, yes, I think she has done well for herself. In Freetown, she has remarkably transformed her personal achievement and her position and status in the world. And as she was doing that, she was taking Freetown along with her. It is not the other way around. That it was not Freetown that was transformed and the mayor became a collateral benefit. No. Freetown became a collateral beneficiary of the mayor's self-aggrandizement and self-propagation. Now she wants to go and take Sierra Leone on that journey. It takes it's sad. It's very sad.
I will look for the day where we go actually get the opportunity for talk to him. And this you clip here, so we go take him and play to him. Let me hear what he go respond.
Oh, you should. She knows me. I know her very well. I have supported her in her trials with the SLPP at the beginning. I have always followed her. Of course, I'm a APC Vuvuzela. I've always supported my party, no matter, the ills and the disbenefits that some of our people bring to politics. But I look at the party as being bigger than the individuals. But I think she should have stayed well away from the frolicking in the national politics. She should have been a focus for consolidation. She should have stayed away from partisans. We have a major problem in the APC, and the APC's problem is that at the time when the party needed its leaders to come together, everybody's running away doing their own thing. And at the time when the party was under struggle, there was only one man who had the guts to come out into the streets of Freetown and stand up and say, I am APC, and that was Samuel Kamara. For me, that is that's the main attraction I have for that man. Because when everything was lost, everybody was running helter-skelter. It was only Samuel that stood up, and it was due to his leadership. You see, if he had not come up with the idea that the APC should not go into governance after the 2023 elections, everything we're talking about, the rapprochement with government, the agreement for national unity, the tripartite and all that, everybody tried to make foolishness of those things, but those things stood the test of time, because it was only when he did that you had the government had to put a hold on their prosecution and persecution of APC people. And APC members were dying for Bokats. They died. They lost everything they had, whether in politics or not. And they were being persecuted with the threat of being jailed unnecessarily. And look at what is happening now. Even recently, he said released some APC members of who were in prison. And, and with all the funny things that went on in the country, the fake coup, and how can you get a coup and the first place where they're going to go to prison for release jail man? Now they're saying all the APC people that were within our jail, the least APC and they all do escape. Now we don't know what happened to the least, we don't know what happened to the one who escaped. There's so much wrong in that country. There's so much wrong in the party for the party to concern itself with in terms of securing the confidence of the people and putting together a strong force to stand against the SLPP that is falling down as a falling nation, so that we save the Goku Self.
Okay.
It is very bad.
So on that note, let me just touch on this paper quick when called the Night Watch newspaper. Say, slow implementation of the tripartite recommendations. Dr. Samakama turns to the international community. You know, we see the snail pace, the direct drama, the direct food, where they do one, they wait 1 year, then do other one, they wait 1 year, then do other one. So at this point, according to this paper, Samakama had actually turned to the international community for see how best they can fast track certain things. Them is it that?
But he has.
Is it that Samoa Kamara like with the Yeri himself get this hope say this tripartite, for actually get waiting infield say belongs to them?
I think people stretch the interpretation of Samoa's objectives and envision far too much. I don't think Samoa Kamara wants the tripartite to bring him back to office or bring him into office. What he wants for the tripartite to highlight the fact that the 2023 elections were fraudulent. They were tainted with fraud. Now, once you get that, of course, what we have is an illegal regime in Sierra Leone because the results of the elections have not been verified publicly. You see, so and you get an electoral commissioner who say he refused to give the results where he announced. For sure, yes, this is the proof of the pudding. This is what was happening at polling station to polling station until we get to district, regions, national picture. That's where we announced that this man won 50-something%, well, don't count 60% of the votes. You see, you can even get 10% of the votes in remaining, and the election swings. So I think Samoa Kamara has a right to turn to the international community. The international community has played a game of swindle to Sierra Leone. At the time when the iron was hot, when the impetus was there with the APC to make a move to restore democracy, the Commonwealth and ECOWAS came in hurriedly to say, look, let's get you people down on the table, let's sit down. You see, because one thing the Commonwealth particularly did not want to see was another return to a brutal civil war in Sierra Leone. Nobody wanted that. You see, and it was for that reason that those who are sober-minded agreed, well, okay, let's move on to the negotiating table. We had the agreement for national unity. The APC highlighted some points, key points. Yes, some of them were overboard, but then you can't blame the people who work with the tools they have. Yes, they highlighted key points. And some of those points were the persecution of the opposition. The opposition has a right to exist. And you have a right to you have a right to query and hold the government to account for what they are doing and their excesses and bring these things out. Yes, the agreement for national unity also touched on the tripartite as a mechanism to get the interested parties together to iron out some of the key issues. One of those was electoral commission's handling of the elections. People are saying that the APC wanted electoral commissioner to be sacked. Yes, that was the normal thing that will come out of any democracy. If you get somebody in a position of authority and trust that is imposed on him by the Constitution, and you go against that Constitution, you should not continue to hold that position. These things are just simple addition and subtraction, simple mathematics down the line. But all of these things did not happen because the first thing that hampered Samoa Kamara was the APC current chairman trying to usurp the powers of the leader to say, after a certain point in time, the leader should hand over the position of leadership to him as chairman because he did not win the election. Well, you forget the fact that the APC's formal and legal position was that we did not lose the election. So why they ask Samoa Kamara for give up the leadership? Where the party no say we no lost. And the party is still saying we did not lose the election, yet you are doing certain things that is presuming that you have lost the election. So they weakened the man's position to negotiate. Now they went into the tripartite. He put certain people like Richard Conte, Mara, Petito, Kuroma, and others to go in and negotiate. And what did they do? They sat down for 3 months, 6 months, and spent $6 million in per diems and all kinds of rubbish. And then 2 weeks before the time for published report, we are saying, no, for abandoned negotiation. Are you taking us for fools? Are these people taking us for fools? You sat down with these people for 3/4 of the time. 3 weeks before the publishing of the result, they will come out, okay, this is the tripartite report's result report. Then this is our whole subsidiary report that was not approved on the negotiating table, but then you want it to be published alongside. Nobody would agree. where you should have made your point was from day one. If you said you needed this report and this is what you needed to conclude your findings, if it is not there, you stop the negotiation and tell them this thing is not going to go on. You see,
but
how
the
can you go on with the
argument when they come up, the argument now the fact say at every point Samoa Kama they abreast and tell her of waiting they happen, and at some point now they take decision on their behalf.
I think that again. That's another thing that these people should not say to some of us. Some of us are educated. We are very much, look, we have seen people negotiating even for Hamas, Palestinian liberation. When Yasser Arafat was there fighting for the Palestinians, when they get into negotiation, if there is something that is wrong, even his spokesperson, that woman, Alad Azadi or whatever she was called, a very eloquent woman, she would come out and say, this is the position. The Palestinian leadership would walk out of discussions and negotiations. Everybody has done. The ANC did it in South Africa until they got Nelson Mandela out of jail. There is no part in this world where people who go into negotiation will turn around and say it was my leader that told me I should do this when you know it was wrong. No. Samoa Kamara should, you see, good reasons must of course give way to better. No matter what your reasoning is, even if Samoa Kamara's reasoning was this, if their reasoning was better than Samoa Kamara's reasoning should give way. You cannot blame Samoa Kamara. He was the leader, and at the time they were doing the tripartite, Samoa Kamara was no longer the leader of the party. Understand this. The party's leadership was with Minka Lumansare then. The tripartite never met Samoa Kamara as leader of the APC. So he had no moral turpitude to override what APC members were saying. He was not their leader. Let them left for life and the man. The man at the end of the day, you see, he comes up with something like, let's fight for electoral justice, because he believes in himself as a man candidly that no matter what has gone on, the end point of it is that we never had the result we wanted at the outset.
Okay.
And that there is no electoral justice. And until that is dealt with and addressed properly, we will go into another election. Believe you me, the APC will get 100% of the votes and still lose it.
Okay, thank you. And let me move again to another thing. Of course, the time when you lost, you know, now big things then be happen. You know, I know you've been following the issue of the drugs as well inside the country, because right now, any side you go, we name the east, west, north, and south. We name the per drug business. It's either na Salomon or not to Salomon, but they use Salon passport, the traffic drugs everywhere. Right now, the name of Salon just the play. And the worst of them, now the fact say, right inside the state lodge, presidential lodge, right now the first family, now them now, then point finger and say, you know, the host. Europe most wanted, where the Europeans then call her just Lideckers, we call her Umaru Sharif. You know, you follow that issue there?
Of course. In fact, the Dutch call him Fat Boy. I just saw an article which was wholly written in Dutch, but what I noticed was a picture of Fat Boy and his proximity with the president in a church somewhere in Sierra Leone over the New Year's period, Christmas and New Year. It is a sad thing. It's a very sad thing. You see, if the president can come out and say, oh, me picking married to this man, or me picking a relationship with this man, I don't choose who my child will go after, maybe that is understandable. But keeping silence on this matter and feigning ignorance, I think is wrong. And then again, it also provides a window into the first family's existence, because from what I understand, it was familiar Fatima Bio who published that guy's picture with the family on the internet, and that is what aroused suspicion and raised the bell. And I understand, say, yeah, he could beat it because of that and whatever. You see, you know, enough for the president behave as it is, beat you off because he will do something wrong. Let him come out and tell me this is what requires a duty to the country. Now the country in name, I don't understand how this man saying they travel all this time for clean up Sano's image. I don't know say they buy soap and support for clean up this image. But they have done much worse than what they ever intended to. And it is sad. It is sad that Sierra Leone is now associated with drugs. And that is the reason why, even with the recent American decision to take Sierra Leone out on a list, put Sierra Leone on an orange list of countries that they will not issue visas to, it is reminiscent of some of these issues. That our democracy is poor, that our record of democracy is abysmal, that our control and of freedom and the provision of freedom of speech and movement in the country, it's beyond bad. And then also now you get this issue of drugs. Our economy is not doing very well. And you get this issue of drugs coming up to show the presidency. Then we had this push epidemic, which was something else that was causing a lot of destruction of young people. No. The country is going out of kilter, really and truly going out of kilter.
And I will look at the seriousness in which, the government, generally, they handle this one. This paper, when the Spy newspaper, gets this way input about the recent update on this particular matter. According to the Spy newspaper, they say, as drug lords' whereabouts still unknown, police shift blame on Ministry of Foreign Affairs. What this simply means, the police been promised, we say, then they update we like every week on this particular issue. But at some point, then go blank. Nobody know for talk about them again. And when government officials go on television or radio, they want for ask them questions, then will choose not for answer them question in the or find way out then downplay them. So now recently, the Liberty TV called the police media too for like give you updates on them things there. So and only way you can tell Salon people now the fact say them as police not they investigate this matter again. Rather, they don't send them go to the Ministry of Foreign Affairs for investigate. I'm like, what in the happen? When you hear this kind of thing, the one way legally for investigate matter of such nature, take and send and go to ordinary ministry, we not get any capability or ability for do anything like that one day. When you hear that kind of thing, the titles, I know so you must get something different from what you think.
It is called passing the buck. Let me tell you what it is. The police then believe, say, or the country believes, say, or some officials in the country believe that you could equate the seriousness of Fat Boy in existence in Salon to that of what's his name?
Admire?
The
lady?
No, to this boy na Holland.
Oh, Adebayo.
Adebayo. Mm-hmm. Yes, they think they can equate the two. And now what they are saying is they are threatening the Dutch authorities that unless they give them Adebayo, they're not going to give them the whereabouts of this young man. But this is like, it's like they don't understand the ramifications of democracy. Adebayo not commit the crime in Dutch territory, he not commit a crime in Sierra Leone. Speaking against the government cause not a crime. People should know that. If Adebayo cause against the government or against even your own party members, then his profanity is antisocial. But he not commit crime. Nobody knows say for cause mamikos. Otherwise, they don't like we them crew, they don't arrest all them crew boy in Africa. All them at some point or the other, either than cause you mammy or you say cause mammy. So then I come on team. But you see, we people then get a different mentality to some of these things. The crime where Fat Boy, this Just Lidika commit, or Umar Sharif as they call him, the crime where he commits is a worldwide crime, a crime of global importance. So any sign at World Week, there are drugs, trafficking and dealing in drugs is now rampant in Sierra Leone. So there is a likelihood that this man is partly responsible for that. So what he has done is not the same as what Adebayo. So that's why the police are saying, because the Dutch had not asked the Foreign Affairs asked the Dutch for the trade Adebayo for this man. So they wait for the Foreign Affairs come up with the trading agreement, say, okay, we'll catch Adebayo, then UNASEF will catch Just Lidika. Mm-hmm. So that's what it is. It is passing the buck. They know, and the Dutch have had experts, people who interpret Adebayo and work and everything that he's doing. And what they see him as a freedom fighter, basically. So they will see him as somebody who is under the skin of government. And when they look at the government, they see that the government has undemocratic principles. You are existing in an environment where you did not win, or you cannot demonstrate that you won the elections. You are using the authority of the gun against your people. There is no way anybody will sit down, look you and say, look, you're not serious government for dealing with. Just Lidika, when they're ready for it, they will get her. Make the government not make that mistake. Then they look for her right now. There are several people, Dutch people already, Europeans, where they now salon they look for her. When they're ready for her, they get what they call rendition. They go put on a plane, come on salon, nobody knows. You not take that, they can't go anywhere. Then they own a nef court. So let them feel say is safe. All it is, they just bring unnecessary bad name in the country, and at the end of the day, they're going to operations like that, people treat Sierra Leone and they will die in the thrust of trying to take that man out of the country. Why? Why people have to die for sake of the man? So I think the government will come to terms with what they are going on. Let them come out, play and talk the relationship they have with this guy, and let them, let them give this guy over to the Dutch police if they want him. If the guy clear a name, they come back and take him away. That's the way I see it. You see?
Okay, so let me look at this again. On the 31st of December, now the time that they arrest Salon ambassador to Guinea with drugs. Well, the government must still agree and arrest the ambassador, but then catch drugs inside the government mutuka. And at that same time, there is video of just like that has come out. It's like when the drug kingpin, they all meeting with the president and his family, then as well long get assignments to the ambassador for take drugs go on Guinea. And these drugs self way of the ambassador, then I will not hear anything yet. We don't know say the ambassador they na can be outside get host, nobody not see him, none of his family not able for comment on that one day. We don't they send people them way sabi am, don't they watch everywhere, they not see him. So waiting or outside this man go they right now if government say they don't bring him come, whereas we hear another information say this man for appear court in Guinea. I don't know what they happen.
Well, you see, again, when you get a government that does not hold itself to its own accountability, it will be mistrusted. You can't speculate on these matters. If the man not the salon, you know the salon. Simple. If it is salon, you see him. Salon police for give and call him habeas corpus, show the body. The man, for pull the man, let me see the man. Bring the man to a press conference, let it talk with the happy. Yes, if the Guineans and see drugs as Sierra Leone vehicle, and the driver saying ambassador saying, and go all the ambassador. And okay, no reason, the ambassador get diplomatic immunity. If it had come to the worst, nobody ever feel say the ambassador get foreknowledge of this matter, then we would just simply ask for the ambassador to be recalled. But no, they went ahead and removed his immunity and arrested him. You see, and if they arrest him now, the one can go court Guinea. That means they hold the man, they've stripped him of his diplomatic immunity, and they're holding him responsible for a grave crime against the state. You see, and if the man turn up in court in Guinea, it's going to be a disgrace for Sierra Leone. You see, and Sierra Leoneans should come out and say the truth. Why are they hiding about these things? If this man, Jos Lidika, is so much involved with drugs, and you know that, let them give this man up and wipe your hands away from him. A lot of the European countries now don't lose confidence in Sierra Leone, and they have people out there who are giving reports, day-to-day reports on what is happening in the country. And now Sierra Leone become a magnet for bad news. So everything bad about Sierra Leone, the other day, people are talking about the presidential convoy killing 3 people. Mm-hmm. That is a solid matter. And then you get dissenting voices. One, they say, oh, the police, they carry people and go and give the people their assistance for good big begging for the Pekin. There's another one, they say, look, they bang the Pekin and then walked away without turning back or even batting an eyelid. We need to know what is going on in that country.
And not even one word don't come up from the government on this particular issue.
No, before that, the president go watch game Naki. You see, these are the things that are sad about this whole situation. The last time we had a whole building collapsing, the building they collapsed and said the president they fly out of the country on that same day, killing school children. And he doesn't see these things as national emergencies. You don't see these things because 3 people die because they come from the north. If it had happened in Bo or Kenema or Bond, he would not have traveled. I go watch game, 3 people and they die inside fast month by you presidential convoy. What you go look for go watch game? You change the results? You don't do that. You see, I think that the president should be personally responsible for some of these decisions that he has taken. Government officials should be responsible for the advice they give to this man. And then for the weakening of our institutions. The police are no longer accountable to the people. There is nobody who is accountable to anybody anymore. It's just a free-for-all. And that is the sadness. And I think the gravest harm when they do to this country is the breaking up of the APC as a political party of opposition that could have stood up and take these people to account. Nobody can say anything. Everybody's fighting. Everybody wants to be a flag bearer. For what reason? Flag bearer for what? What is this thing, this flag bearer thing? Maybe I should go for it. Afterwards, we say, come on, England. But they will go arrest me now. I'd wait for them to pull the SFPP in power. Then I'll go now for.
All right.
They come after us. People like us who are outside of the country, they have us on a list that we talk against the government. But we have to talk against the government because the people in the country cannot talk against this government. The government will brutalize them. They will kill them. Can you imagine? Suppose this ambassador, not the Guinea, this ambassador is alone and they don't vanish the man. What kind of country that never get democracy where public official like that go vanish? Without any word of his whereabouts. It should not happen. Even if he's in Guinea, the Sierra Leone government should come out and say, our ambassador has been held in Guinea on charges of being involved in illicit drug handling. Put yourself out. Let us know what is going on.
Okay, so let me go to another issue quickly inside the program. We get for do with Koidu Holdings. This being we see Fatima Bio lead protests, against Koidu Holdings, which Koidu Holdings will command them inside Kono. First of all, what you been think about Fatima leading protests in Kono?
You see, Fatima Bio is a law unto herself. On the one hand, you see, soft ladies should have what we call, first ladies should have what we call soft power. You do not go out wielding power over the people. You are not elected. You are not elected to do that. And your husband, they elect. You should use your soft power called moral suasion. Talk to your man in the quietness of our home, in the bedroom, go on the dorm, in the the sharing of the pillow. Say, darling, so and so now issue we don't come up. And then people here don't come to me. Do you how we go help them, what we can do. That's how this is soft power. All over the world, that's how it happens. Fatima Bio, now did not become president of Africa First Ladies. So he said, now don't turn president. You see the problem? So going into Kono to lead protest was gone. Yes, you would advertise with people who are having grievances. After all, Koidu Holdings is a private company. They have a contract to undertake what they're doing. And there are benefits and penalties when private companies are operating in your country. You know, just grab and decide, say, because you're not the president, you go agitate the workers and say, on us down tools, and that is not the way things are done. So on that score, but then on another note, I think I commend her in the sense that she has the guts to stand up for what she believes in. If she thinks that Kono is a right of place of birth, and it's the people learn and they suffer, and it's because of these people there, yeah, she has a right to speak up about it. And I know Koidu Holdings are South African based. And I know these people have no respect for black people. You see, even up till now, they still do it. They have no respect for black people, and these are the things that they do. And they would run your people down and refuse to give them the benefits and walk away with all the profits and the wealth and leave the country poor and impoverished. So yes, I admire what she did. Well, it is not that she did it the right way that angers me. It's the fact that it should happen in the first place. People already advised Fatima Bio should have advised her on a better way of approaching these matters. And they put the human into disrepute, and they put the human into the eye and public glare, into the eye of the public and into the public glare in a way enough for me. So if Koidu Holdings is suspend operations because of, say, unreasonable political interference, what they are looking for is to get something, extract something out of the government to say we are going to abrogate the contract because we refuse to allow we for doing work under the atmosphere with which we can operate our business. So they will ask government for payday. So they have to find and walk away. And they've invested a lot of money in that place because I know they're doing deep shaft underground mining. So they've invested a lot of money in that place. But they can still walk away with that, then change the company around, give her a new name, after and they extract money from the government, and then come back in a new guise and still cooperate and still continue to work they're doing. It is sad, but I think these issues are not cut and dried. There is blame and there is gain. So I don't know how to put it. It's not cut and dried.
And another issue where we go jump on to quick one, now issue in this way we don't see it happen this BNTM. Of course, we are about 21 ship of res where the government come and tell Salon people and say they don't receive that in the last 3 years. But they only come and talk or tell the public when journalists accidentally ask that question there. And then they tell we say, yes, we don't receive that kind of rest. Then they give to the school feeding program. But when we follow audit report tell we say the government, Ministry of Agriculture, not give to the school feeding program, rather than sell the rest to service provider for the school feeding program. So if they sell them to service provider they sell them back to government through the school feeding program. What do you make up of this?
Well, it's nothing but corruption. It's nothing but corruption. And again, when our institutions are weakened, this is called state capture. You capture the state, and then everybody is seeking rent, what they call economic rent. Not rent as a matter of what you pay for your house, but it is rent, economic rent, in the sense that you take on gainful, you extract on gainful rewards from the operation of state activities. This is what is happening. You have state capture, first of all, because nobody can question or query, and there is no line of accountability that exists anymore that says that public accounting system is working to the benefit of the nation. If you can sack the Auditor General with such impunity, and then you expect the person you put back inside for like you a good and proper audit, that's not going to happen. The people who are supposed to run the matters and affairs of the state are now under a threat of losing their jobs or under threat of being victimized if they do their work properly. So everybody just kowtow to those who are the kingpins of corruption, and they continue with it. Now look at the people, the contractor who are in the school feeding program. Start looking and say, follow the money. When you start looking at the contractors of the school feeding program, then you see the link of those people to officials in government or even to State House. Then tell me, how can you get any accountability? Now, school feeding program, I don't know of any school that has children who are being fed in Sierra Leone. There are reports of school feeding program going on in certain schools, and all the provision they make for these schools are taken back out to the houses of the head mistress or the teachers and whatever. That the food that children get are not proper or not even fit for a proper dietary intake. So, I mean, we need to look at all of these things. Is the food feeding program going? Because World Food Program was subsisting and subsidizing the school feeding program. So I don't know what they are talking about, that all of these 221 ships of rice goes into school feeding program. How many children do we have to feed with 21 ships of rice? So we need to know where everything went. The only way we can know it is like the investigative journalists have done, follow the money, and then follow the links and linkages between the people who are operative in this area, and you see the extent of the corruption.
Let's just take you into two last issues, then we wrap up the program. But in the meantime, you the watch, don't forget for like and share the program. If you're not subscribed yet, consider for do so. Quick one inside the program. And they say ETSA gross incompetence is destroying lives in Freetown. But come on, who host the bond right now? Let's see people they lost their money, their property, them and other things them inside the country right now as a result of bad light where people and they complain about. You know, and the worst of it, we see say the light business. Okay, let's ask you, now we're done with the light, the fire business. What do you think about ETSA and the fire?
Well, then you can't blame. It's difficult. Number one, do we have proper supervisory agencies to look at house wiring and stuff like that? People can get protective or preventive measures for stop overload of electricity affecting their appliances. We don't have those things. We had an issue with these scooters, these electric scooters in London. If you connect them or charge them, you left and I use that, instead of them flaring up, they just catch fire like that. But because then they ended up in 1 and 2 10, you had public information services. They show this here how it fly up, and then put out warning on television, on radio. Say, look, if you get this thing up, put her near outside, you sleep, put her outside, or this, that. This is what you do. You tell people in preventive measures. Do we have agencies that educate the masses on what they need for do? If lights go off, instead of you left the light on the wait for light car, switch off all your appliances, switch off your main switch. So if the light car with the power source, you know when for turning the main switch on or when for turning off. That's on the other side, one side of preventing such fires. On the other side, then these surges in power, that now, electricity issue have been sorted out 200 years ago. So Leone still not sorted out yet. So that's a big difficulty for us as a country. We need to look into that. If you go and begin blame organizations just like that, willy-nilly, maybe you do a disservice to those who are subsisting in that country under grave strain. If they say that they did 3 months, 4 months, and not paid as workers, then they thief cable and then they join wire and put wire outside wire, not for good. These are all things that are, at the end of the day, it boils down to weak institutions and a country that is going down in morality. You see, because some of these things, even down to neighborhood watch, can reduce or negate some of these things from happening. So we have a long way to go. We have gone way back as a country in our development. So look at the cotton tree was burning yesterday night, as I understand. We had to go burn cotton tree middle net. You see, unless there is something sinister that is going on. But people should understand that, yes, the cotton tree burning is going to be a sign for Sierra Leone because it's been there for hundreds of years. Anything that's been stood still for hundreds of years suddenly becomes a matter of obliteration. You therefore begin to ask yourself, is our lives changing? Is there going to be a new wind in that country? Are we going up? Are we going down? This is what we need to ask ourselves. So, yeah, I mean, corruption is one, failure of our institutions to operate, and even the failure of our collective social obligations to the country, to be good neighbors to each other and to do what is right in terms of our deliberations, of our daily life, in terms of going around our own activities. That is a problem for us. Like I said, I was there in December. Electricity was not that bad where I was staying at the time in an undisclosed location. I don't know how they got to find out where I was. Well, they found out where I usually spend my time to have my cold pint of Guinness, and that's where they sent the CID a letter. They sent a letter to me. I'm invited to the CID on a Thursday. We'll go explain why I'm married to one woman and I'm married to another one. I'm like, what are you? Are you joking? CID, what is CID there for doing? So I sent my lawyer. The lawyer got the divorce certificate and everything. They said, no. My divorce was registered in Sierra Leone and signed by the current Chief Justice. You see, because at the time he was a judge. He's the man who signed my divorce certificate that it is legal in Sierra Leone, because I divorced my wife in England then, and she knew about it because we sent all the papers to her. We human them, you get an unfortunate situation in the country where people sometimes not able to be loyal.
And then lastly, not something we don't begin to talk about at the top of the program, but for just end. Andrew Kaikai, we now the head of the drug, anti-drug, units in the country. They actually link them to this drug kingpin when I just like as, they alleged saying that this man and the luxurious cars them way parliament be asking about, and they don't see this this same drug kingpin na bade party of the former CIO, but yet is still maintaining position as the anti-drug chief. Whereas in party and dine with the drug kingpin. So if you're not the drug chief and the party with the drug kingpin, whose work will you do?
That man for don't resign. He should have resigned his position. For say, yes, this man was my friend. I didn't know he was a drug baron. Oh, yes, this man was my friend. I knew he was a drug baron, but I met him in such and such circumstances. And my behavior was not in tune to government accountability. He should have resigned. But like I said, the whole thing is state capture. We do not have a government in Sierra Leone that is legitimate. So everybody who is involved in any position of authority and trust is a person that's occupying that position as a matter of capture. You see, so it is sad that we are at that level. So there's no way he would resign. There's no way he would be sacked. I understand that Kane, the guy who was the immigration boss, was also close to this drug kingpin. Because they go fetch one night club.
Even the Kane in Bade party, this man made a gift.
Oh yes. So, but this man, of course, the man at drug kingpin, he know which button for. How do you think you become a drug boss? You become a drug boss by buying state officials. So, and buying Sierra Leone state officials, if it cheaps them. Because he buys them in euros, doesn't have to buy them in dollars. Or if he's paying dollars, he's paying low dollars. not like you buy them in Europe and whatever. So yeah, I mean, these people have all been bought and sold 10 times over. So for them, it's not disgrace. They are just continuing what they know they've been doing all this while. So it's sad, it's sad state of affairs. But it's good to be back. It's good to know that I was missed somehow. And yes, I did deliberately avoided being on the forefront of our campaign because I wanted. You see, I do every 5 years. I do what we call our job for my late mother, and I would normally mark it either in Sierra Leone or in or the country that I'm living in at the time. I could have done it in Ghana, but I don't have as many relatives there because that's where I was. So I decided to go and do it in Sierra Leone. I was warned not to go, but I went in at the latest of times and came out at the earliest of periods. So I escaped the news.
A good that you're able for escape and a good that you're able for sit don't talk back so today. Thank you very much.
Oh, yes. Thank you.
All right, thank you, and get yourself a very good day, sir.
Yes, please. Yes, please.
All right, in name Titus Boy Thompson, we join inside the program this morning for for discuss the different issues that we appreciate in time with we inside the program, and we for appreciate yourself. We join inside the program for like the program, for share, for comment, and yourself we just watch the program. We appreciate you so much. You as well ask other people for like and share. Thank you very much. God bless you. Now that's how we end the program today. My name is Sembepe, the Freedom Fighter. Until we meet again some other beautiful day. I want to say God bless we country Sierra Leone, where we call we had. Thank you. Thanks to the producer. We get this wonderful program this morning.
So apparently what happened 2 days before the event, Madam Faith Odiambo, when a president of the Kenyan Law Society, where that law society they do tremendously well in Kenya for challenge government excesses and call government